Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm one of the co-founders of Komu, and I wanted to do a video about preparing your dog to meet your newborn. So I'm going to preempt this by saying I'm not a dog trainer, I'm not a dog behaviourist. We have worked with an amazing one called Ollie Jus for our digital kit, and I have learned lots of tips from him. But what I am is a dog owner of a rescue dog. We've had the gorgeous Evie for 5 years now, and we've had Monty for nearly 2 years, and my son. And I was really nervous about introducing them when Monty was born, so I thought I'd give you some of my hints and tips that I've sort of found out from doing it myself. So I think the key thing to say is preparation is key, as with most things with babies. This is even more so with your dog. So what I'd say is, at least a few months before, start thinking about how you're going to introduce your dog to your baby. Think about the traits of your dog. So is your dog a nervous dog? Is he like excitable? So, do you have to think about maybe setting up an area for when you want to feed your baby or change your baby? Should you maybe be getting stair gate in already so you can remove your dog from that situation? But what I would say is, the other thing that is key is to not do any behaviour that looks like it's punishing your dog. So if you are going to separate your dog from your baby when you're feeding or changing him, make sure that you have some like kind of really tasty treats. So it's almost like a reward, like, you can get one of those top Kongs and you can stuff it full of its favourite food and give that to him so it's distracted whilst you're feeding your baby. Because what you don't want to do is, if your dog, for example, is a dog who loves to sit on the sofa, what you don't want to be doing is, you sit on the sofa, your dog automatically joins you with your baby and you shout at your dog for coming up here, which is a normal thing for the dog to do, and then it feels like it's being punished. So that's another thing I'd consider. Another thing to think about is also with your dog, stair gates are brilliant, Kongs are brilliant, but also things like for doggies, a lot of their sights and smells and sounds are really important to them. So maybe a few months before, in our digital kit, we have this the baby crying sound. So maybe a few months before, you could play that. Obviously, don't play. That's Evie. Don't play snoring. Don't play it a lot because you want to slowly introduce it to your dog, and but also just helps to get them used to things. And maybe if you're buying some nappies, leave a few lying around, not dirty ones. You don't have to go that far, but leave some clean ones lying around because they have different smells to them. Some of the lotions and potions you might be using with your baby, a few weeks to a month down the line, maybe put them on you so your dog starts to smell them, because doggies have really, really sensitive noses. So it's really important to try and get them used to it. And also, don't overcompensate either. When you're with your baby, don't overcompensate by, cuddling your dog too much. And also, let everything come organically. Don't force your baby on your dog. There might be time in the beginning where they're not comfortable with it, and that's fine. Evie wasn't fine with Monty for about 2 weeks. She basically huffed and puffed, didn't really eat, got in strops, walked around the house. And then after 2 weeks, she was very much like, right, this little creature isn't going anywhere. I need to get over myself. And she did. And the other key thing I'd say is, if you're really, really nervous, or you want to be even more prepared, the thing is, there are behaviourists out there. There's amazing trainers. Ollie, the chap we work with, is brilliant, and you can get them to come round to your house. You can, when you have your baby or pre-baby, talk through some of the traits that you find in your personality with your dog, and they can give you some specific tips relatable to your dog, or get them in a week or two afterwards, and when you're more comfortable being at home, and let them see how the dog is with the baby, and then they can help you that way if it's something you're really, really uncomfortable with. Because I think, according to Battersea, unfortunately, giving your dog in is the 13th reason currently in the UK to do with newborns, and I feel like it shouldn't be. A dog is part of your family, a dog is for life. So I think the key here is remembering that and trying to work with it, because you love your doggy and you want to do everything possible to sort of stay as one big happy family. So yeah, I just wanted to give people a little bit of tips and advice from a personal point of view.